Girl, we hit 10,000 subscribers. Subscribers. How? Me? I'm just a small town girl living in a makeup world. I took the makeup train going to Sephora. 10,000 of you want to watch me. I mean, okay, if you with it, I'm with it. Thank you guys so much for accepting me and just being there, thumbs upping and subscribing, sharing my videos and everything like that. It really means so much to me. I know that I only had 5,000 just in October. So to gain 5 more, what? 5,000? 5 more. To gain 5,000 more is definitely within that short period of time. What am I doing right? I don't know, but I'm gonna keep doing it, so don't worry. I ain't going nowhere, boo. Cyber high five. Bring it in. Come on. Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to color correct and color conceal. And we're pretty much gonna go from this to this. I'm very excited to test these out. This is sort of going to be a demo, review, and first impressions as well as a tutorial. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. Also, the foundation that I'm going to be using today is the foundation that I did my last video on. I will link it below if you didn't get the chance to see it. This is just the Rimmel 25-hour long, I lied. The Rimmel 25-hour lasting finish with comfort serum. This is probably my favorite drugstore foundation right now besides the Maybelline Fit Me Matte Poreless. So once we're done color concealing and all of that, I am going to be using this for you guys just so that you can get an idea of the coverage and how well it covers, because Lord, we need it. If you'd like to see how to color conceal and fix those annoying little problems all over your face, then please keep watching. So just like any other foundation routine, you should always use a primer. The primer I'm going to be using today is the Marc Jacobs, it has a very long name and I'd never remember it. The Marc Jacobs Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. Say that 2 times fast, not even 5, 2 times. This is more of a moisturizer to me than a primer, but it's sort of a moisturizer and primer in one, which is really nice. It does not make my skin oily. It doesn't necessarily keep me matte, but it definitely gets into those fine lines and wrinkles. It doesn't have that blurring effect, or it doesn't minimize your pores. This is just a very nice hydrating primer. So if I'm being honest, I don't really know if I would purchase this again. I do like this as a moisturizer though, which is kind of weird, so maybe I would buy it again as a moisturizer, but as a primer, I definitely like something more along the lines of like the Benefit Professional, which gets into those fine lines, wrinkles, smooths out the skin, blurs your skin, sort of makes it look airbrushed rather than this, which I don't see that going on in my skin. I take 1 pump and I'm just going to apply it to my face. And most times I would bring my primer down to my neck, but since I'm not going out anywhere and I'm just gonna be ripping this makeup off when I'm done filming, I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not gonna be applying it to my neck. But when you do your makeup, you should always bring your primer as well as your foundation onto the neck, blend it into your chest. I've brought you guys a little closer to me just so that you can get the full effect of what I'm going to be doing and, you know, see it a lot clearer, because it doesn't make sense to be far away when I'm over here. You see me? You feel me? Okay. I'm going to go with the green one first. Now, the green concealer, any green concealer that you get, is to help hide and fix the redness, pigmentation, or just your red zits, rosacea, red patches, but like I said, mainly for zits and nasty things like that. I also have a scar on my chin from falling on my face while intoxicated. So I've been using Mederma on this SOB every night and it just does not want to go away. It's just like a red scar. So that's great. Now, since I'm going to be using this on my zits, mainly, I'm not going to take the applicator itself to my skin. It will spread the bacteria from my zits to other parts of my face and potentially break it out, so we're not going to do that. You just squeeze the tube. Oh, I see it coming out. It's magic. And I'm not sure how much I need, but we're just going to use that much. Now, the thing that I like about these is that although they are cheap, these are so highly pigmented. Like, hello, yes, that is green. Okay. So I'm just going to take my ring finger and I'm going to dot it where my redness or problem areas are. So we're gonna have a lot of dotting. Okay, so this formula is very thick, and I can tell that a little bit is going to go a hell of a long way. Now I'm going to be moving on to the orange concealer. Now, in my opinion, I think that if you are lighter skinned or fair skinned, you know, you have a very pale complexion, this is probably a little too dark for your under eye circles. I definitely recommend I recommend the NYX Dark Circle Concealer Corrector, and this is in light pale. Now, when I went, it looks darker in the little jar than it does when it's on your skin, so it's weird. But this one is just too light for me. I still use it though. For some reason, the lightest one looked darkest to me. Is it the lighting? Are they playing games? I don't know. But yes, if you are fair skin toned or more pale, on the pale side, girl, it's okay. I know, we got you. Definitely use this NYX Dark Circle Concealer, and this is like another drugstore type brand, so it's not gonna break your bank. When you are using the dark sort of correctors, you know how usually we bring our concealer down in that sort of triangle pattern? You don't want to do that with your... I look crazy. You don't want to do that with your correcting concealers. You just want to put it mainly on your problem areas. Okay, so the orange concealers cancel out under eye circles. If you look at the color wheel, you'll see orange, and then right across from it is sort of like, I think it's like a purple or a blue or something. So it cancels it out. Any blue or purple undertones under the eye. We got you, yes. So now what we want to do is we just want to blend everything out before we apply our foundation. I'm going to just use my ring finger, and I'm going to start blending out the green concealer. Now I'm not blending it all the way out. Just enough to where it's not so like dotted. Okay, so now that we look half crazy, we're gonna go ahead and complete the crazy look and just sort of blend in this orange concealer just a tad. Try not to go below where your circles are. I know it's gonna be hard. Next step is just take your foundation. I'm going to be using the Rimmel 25-hour foundation, like I said, and this is just in the color 203 True Beige. Put some on the back of my hand, okay, just like that. And then I always take my foundation with my ring finger and I dot it onto my face, trying to dot where my problem areas are as well. Okay, and then I definitely like to go ahead and dot majority where my under eye concealer is, but be careful when you do that because you can create some creasing if you're putting too much foundation there. This looks like a joke. So then when you feel like you're all good to go, you can start blending it out. I'm just going to be using my beauty blender. And remember, like I said, you would want to bring the foundation onto your neck, but I mean, it looks like a match to me right now. I'm just not bringing it down onto my neck because I'm only filming this video for you guys. I'm not going out or anything right now. And while we are on the topic of sort of drugstore brand color correcting and foundations, I'm going to also be using some drugstore concealers. Couldn't think of the freaking word. This first one that I'm going to be using is sort of a spot treatment. Not a spot treatment, it's not going to make your pimples go away. Well, it might because it has that acylic or whatever it is, acylic acid, acidylic. I can never pronounce words. If you are my subscriber on my channel, just know I'm never going to pronounce anything right, but I will put it in the description box below so you'll know how to spell it, you'll know what it's called, you'll know what to look for. Case closed. This is not something you want to put under your eyes. If a concealer has that acylic acid in it or that little ingredient that helps to clear up the pimple as it conceals. You don't want to put that under your eye. It's going to dry that under eye area out and it's not going to look good. You're going to have like redness, probably more redness here, and maybe even some flaking, so that's not good. So definitely just use those type of concealers as a like pimple concealer. I'm gonna take this as an extra step and I go over where my pimples, can I see some green peeking through or am I going cray? And I do like to put some around my nose. Take our ring finger and just blend that out. Okay, so our next step is just to conceal under the eyes. This is the Maybelline Fit Me, although it's all scratched off, and this is in light 10. I always like to use a concealer that's really a lot lighter than my skin tone just to highlight. I like to definitely have that sort of bright under eye look. So I'm just going to take this, and this is the triangle pattern I was telling you about. I'm sure you knew that. And I bring it up to my temple, and same thing on the other side. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm just going to take my beauty blender and blend out my under eye concealer. Now when I'm blending out my concealer, I always just take what's on the beauty blender and go on top of my eyelid as well. And although I'm not going to be doing it because like I said, I'm just ripping this makeup off, you always want to go in and set your under eye concealer immediately with some sort of translucent powder. My top 3 favorites right now, one being the Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder. You can find this at a Walmart. Oh, there we go. I have never seen it at a CVS or Walgreens, but they might have it, just not at mine, but I definitely love this stuff. The only bad thing about it is that it has a fragrance of a old lady, perhaps like an old lady perfume. This is just in the shade Translucent Extra Coverage. Another great one, although this is a little bit pricier, it's the Laura Mercier Translucent Powder. Invisible Loose Setting Powder in the shade Universal, and it's just like a translucent powder. So this can go under the eye, as both of these can be under the eye or baking powders. This one might take the cake for me. This is the Ben Nye Luxury Powder in Banana. Excuse me. And this is just more of a yellow toned powder. I definitely love to use this stuff. This stuff is great for me in the summer as well because it doesn't make me look like pale or anything like that. Those don't make me look pale, but sometimes I can notice a white finish. The Ben Nye Banana Powder, I found this on Amazon and I think it was like 20 bucks. And you do get a lot because you're not, like I've had this since almost a year now, and that's as much as I've used within a year because I only use it under my eye. So, but this can be used as baking powder on the face as well. Final thoughts on the LA Pro Concealer color correcting is that I absolutely love them and I don't know how I'm ever going to live without them. The good thing is that they are only $5 each. I will link below where you can get them. I haven't seen these in my drugstore or Ulta or Sephora, so I don't know if they're sold in stores like that or sold in stores period, but I will link below where you can get them. And yeah, so the only thing that you guys probably saw with me is that a little definitely goes a long way. I used too much. I did. I'll admit it. I'm not perfect. But they go a long way. They're very highly pigmented, which I love. And just remember, if you are more on the fair skin tone side, this probably won't be for you. I showed you that NYX one. I would definitely get that one. But if you are more on the darker or olive skin toned or tan skin toned or darker complexion lady, this is for you. So yeah, I hope you guys... So yeah, that's my review with these. They are very thick in consistency, but they blend out very easily, at least for me. So that didn't really bother me. Other than that, I love these. I love these. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helped you. I always am wondering in the back of my head, do my tutorials ever help anybody, or am I just making myself look like an asshole? Please give me a thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe, all that fun stuff, and I will see you guys in my next video. Mwah. Bye, guys.